Welcome back to the channel after my little family break, and in today's video we're going over some new VR games and VR news. But before we get going, do me a favor and take a second to leave a like and get subscribed for more VR content. So let's get some VR news out of the way first by quickly talking about Meta's new research headset, the Boba 3, because Upload VR's David Heaney went hands-on with this thing and referred to it as the most immersive VR headset he had ever used. It combines Quest 3's clarity stretched across a huge 180 degrees field of view that almost fills your entire vision, giving the user a deeper sense of presence and immersion. It's already capable of mixed reality, but the pass-through is currently not depth correct. But the real takeaway is that Boba 3 feels like a complete headset already, even though it's only a research prototype. And Meta's leadership says the computing demands are too high for it to be a standalone headset right now. But if Meta ever decide to ship this purely for PCVR, it would surely become one of the best PCVR headsets ever made. And the PCVR news doesn't stop there, thanks to a new open source project called PSVR2 Toolkit, which now brings some of the headset's best features to PC that Sony's official Steam VR driver left out, like eye tracking, adaptive triggers, HDR and headset rumble. This PSVR Toolkit also improves controller tracking compared to Sony's own driver by using smarter prediction. PSVR2 already has had a significant price drop, and if you include the adapter, that means the whole bundle is under $500, meaning PSVR2 is suddenly the cheapest eye tracking headset for PCVR. And while speaking about eyes, since 2023 I've been using a VR Rocks lens insert for when I use my Quest 3 and PSVR 2, mainly to avoid damaging the actual lenses, but they also filter out blue light. VR Rock also make custom prescription lenses, which is exactly what I recommend versus trying to wear glasses in VR. They clip into place and have never fallen out thanks to using a magnetic design, plus they have ultra slim frames so they won't affect your field of view. Basically I use these every single day, and best of all I don't notice they're even there. So if you click the link in this video description and use the code Gamertag VR, you'll save 10%, get some fantastic lenses and support the channel. Now on to some new VR games and updates. PlayStation have appeared to have jumped the gun and accidentally announced the launch for Aces of Thunder as the 2nd of September, which I'm assuming will be the same for the PCVR version. But the price of $24.99 in pounds or $29.99 in dollars seems actually pretty good, because I figured this game would easily carry a $40 price tag. But I've yet to do a review, but after playing it in early access, I'm massively hyped to jump back in again. Speaking of prices, Marvel's Deadpool VR, which is coming exclusively to MetaQuest 3 and MetaQuest 3S, finally has a release date, price and a brand new story trailer. The release date is now set as November the 18th for an eye-watering $50, which is honestly quite a surprise, but this makes me all the more interested to get hands-on for a full review. The story sees you contacted by a villain called Mojo, and you have to kidnap Marvel's most notorious villains, including Mephisto, Lady Deathstrike, Omega Red and Ultimo, for a galaxy-wide streaming show. Now I'm still not allowed to talk about my experience playing Deadpool, but the gameplay mixes parkour with freeform combat, letting you slice, stab, shoot and improvise constantly with quite a few weapons at your disposal. You'll also build up Deadpool's special meter and unlock the Mojified versions of Marvel gear, like the Mojo Near Hammer and exploding Cajun cards. Next up we have nDreams Reach, which dropped a new trailer and a release date for the 16th of October, and it's coming to Quest, PCVR and PSVR 2. Reach promises groundbreaking immersion with full body awareness, one-to-one gesture control and intuitive physics-driven interactions, enabling players to traverse with the game's world with fluid motion, and you get to use tools like grappling hooks, bows, shields, pistols and more. It really does look like nDreams and the Elevation Studio team are going all out for this one, and is easily one of my most anticipated games of this year. I just really hope it's a decent sized adventure versus their typical style of giving us 3 stylish hours of gameplay like Synapse and Fract. Tactical Assault VR is branching out with a huge new expansion called Operation Dahlia. This SWAT themed DLC takes the game beyond its military roots while keeping the same focus on realism, high stake tactics and team focused gameplay. It's launching September 4th for $10. The Operation Dahlia DLC adds 5 brand new missions set in South America, where you'll take on the brutal Los Kranos Rojos cartel. You can expect some tense close quarters combat, new mechanics like surrender modifiers, checking civilians for positive ID, and even deadly tripwires. The expansion also brings a new multiplayer lobby and social hub, complete with a basketball court and outdoor shooting range, plus there's a ton of new cosmetics, ranging from SWAT themed gear to police plate carriers to Hawaiian shirts for roleplay. There'll be 3 missions available at launch, with the final 2 for Valia and Convention Center rolling out later this year and early 2026, alongside some extra weapons and gear. Dread Meridian is an atmospheric survival horror game, and it's heading into Quest and PCVR. It was revealed during Level Infinite Showcase and takes players to a frozen wasteland where you'll play as a character called Daniela, a researcher searching for a missing sister. The game promises a mix of horrifying creatures, cryptic puzzles, and tense survival mechanics. Ammo will be scarce, so every combat encounter forces tactical decisions, though you'll always have your knife if things get desperate. And there's also weapon customization. There's still no confirmed release date yet, but the developers have said community testing will begin later this year, and on top of that, a co-op and PvE mode is planned. A brand new Star Trek game called Star Trek Infection VR has just been announced for Quest 3 and PCVR during Gamescom, and is being developed by Played with Fire and published by Bloober Team's horror label Broken Mirror Games. This is a narrative survival horror set in the Star Trek universe, and the reactions to the first trailer have been pretty mixed. If any of you have experienced Star Trek Bridge Crew, you'll no doubt agree it's the best Star Trek game ever made, and also one of the best multiplayer co-op games that have ever come to VR, but Star Trek Infection seems to be pretty much nothing like me or anyone else expected. You play as a Vulcan Starfleet officer on a covert mission aboard the USS Lumen, where the crew have mysteriously vanished and a sinister infection takes hold of the ship and you as a player. The infection mutates your body, unlocking new abilities, and threatens your Vulcan discipline and sanity. The gameplay appears to be a mixture of exploration, stealth, and combat, with you only holding a tricorder and a phaser at your side. You'll also craft gadgets using ship workstations, and you must decide whether to resist the infection or embrace its power. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Empire City dropped a new pre-alpha movement gameplay trailer for the Quest 3, showing off lots of traversal and parkour mechanics. It's being developed by Cortopia Studios and features solo and 4-player co-op as Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, or Michelangelo. In their latest developer diary, the creative director joked about calling the system anime parkour. It grew out of a momentum bug that launched him across the city, and it evolved into mechanics like sprinting, dashing, climbing, and flinging yourself from cars on lampposts to chain together some wild movement. But the video does make the parkour look pretty weightless, with some comments about the gameplay referring to it looking like you're a balloon floating around the city as opposed to something a bit more realistic. Either way, I'll be keeping my eyes open for more of these developer diaries, since it's still not releasing till 2026. A sci-fi adventure called Whispers of the Void just dropped a new PCVR gameplay trailer. It's a narrative-driven game that blends exploration, puzzle solving, combat, and alien technology, all wrapped inside a galaxy-wide conspiracy. You play a space relic hunter, tasked with retrieving a strange artifact from a desert planet called Arena. Along the way, you'll pilot your ship through asteroid fields, team up with an alien frog companion, and uncover the secrets of a mysterious resource known as Edem, a power that has been fought over by ancient civilizations. If this one looks interesting, there is a PCVR demo available right now.
Drivers, start your electric motors! It's race time!
Super RC is racing onto Quest headsets soon from the team behind Ultra Wings and Ultra Wings 2. These 1/5 scale cars look to be catching some serious air off the ramp, and it also lets you pull off some crazy tricks. As a fan of games like Skid Marks, if you're old enough to remember that, it does look pretty promising, especially when you can actually physically build the cars yourself. The game also features multiplayer and even a full-on map editor, so you can build your own maps and then share these tracks with other players. I'm a little bit worried the game does look quite slow in comparison to something like a real RC sim, but it's coming very soon and is only priced at $8. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you down in the comments.